Whether you're an athlete, fitness enthusiast, personal trainer, or coach, advanced strength training techniques will help you create strength training programs designed to optimize strength, muscular endurance, and power gains.
The techniques demonstrated in this video series are geared for folks who have already been on a strength training program for at least 12 weeks. Many of the techniques require a base of strength training in order to reap the benefits. You, your client, or your athlete should understand the basics, such as how to perform the exercises and how to take safety precautions.
In this video, we're going to demonstrate high-intensity strength training. Sounds tough.
It is.
That's the way I like to work out. We're going to finish warming up, then hit the HIT system.
High-intensity training, or HIT, is a method of strength training where the strength trainer will go to muscular failure in one set.
Now, one set sounds easy, but going to failure is hard, whether you do it in one set or several. Dan's going to demonstrate an HIT set of seated rows. Dan will try to reach muscular failure on the concentric or positive phase of his lift in 8 to 12 repetitions. So basically, he's trying to lift as much as he can in 8 to 12 reps.
Good job.
You'll notice that he's using excellent form. Also, notice that he's lifting 6-second reps. That's about 2 seconds on the concentric phase and 4 seconds on the eccentric phase. This technique helps fatigue the muscle and maintain proper form by eliminating momentum.
If you're just starting out with this system, you may have to experiment with your resistance. Your first workouts will help you learn what weights you should lift. If you can't finish 8 reps before you reach muscular failure, you need to lift a lighter weight. If you didn't reach muscular failure before 12 reps, you need to up your weight in your next workout. We need to emphasize that you should only do 1 to 3 high-intensity workouts per week. Advocates of high-intensity training suggest that as you become more experienced with the system and stronger, you will further reduce your volume. You'll still do a lot of work, but you may only do 1 total body workout 1 hour per week.
Getting close.
Good. Come on. All right.
This is a different philosophy from high-volume training techniques like pyramids, trisets, and multi-poundage sets. High-intensity workouts are concentrated and therefore abbreviated.
Your goal is the same for both philosophies. You have to overload the muscles to make them stronger.
In high-intensity training, you only do 1 set, but you can also combine 2 to 3 exercises for 1 muscle group back to back. High-intensity training is a great way to accomplish your strength training goals without spending hours in the gym. Several professional football teams use high-intensity training to limit time spent strength training.
1 more. The important points to remember about high-intensity training are:
you have to work hard and reach muscular failure in 8 to 12 repetitions. You should use excellent form. You should work out for no more than 1 hour. You should work out 1 to 3 times per week.
There are several high-intensity techniques that help you progress. However, don't tap into these techniques in every HIT workout. These are very tough on the body and can easily lead to overtraining. Breakdowns is a method of high-intensity training in which Dana will perform 1 set till failure. Once she's reached failure, you there? I'll remove about 20% of the weight. And she'll then continue. After she reaches failure at this part of the set, that's it, I'll remove even more weight. And once again, she'll continue the set. As she approaches the end of the set, I'll begin to spot. Great. Breakdowns can be used as a method of improving muscular endurance and moving on to the next level.
Slow repetitions is another method that you may want to try in order to increase your muscular endurance. It's just like it sounds. In this example, Dan is lifting to the count of 10 and lowering to the count of 5. It's really tough. In fact, you'll want to make sure that you lower the weight when you start this by approximately 30%. You'll also want to cut back on the number of repetitions. So instead of doing between 8 to 10 repetitions, you better try 6 to 8. Good job, Dan. Slow, 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 slow. All right.
The pre-exhaustion system is actually a combination of exercises. Dana's just now finishing a set of bicep curls, after which she's going to go immediately to the lat pull down. She's already pre-exhausted the biceps by doing that single joint movement, and now she's going to exhaust them even further by doing a multi-joint movement and getting the help from the latissimus dorsi to fatigue her biceps even more. Great job, Dana.
Negative work can be done with both high intensity and high volume training. I'm going to help Dan get into the contracted position, and then he's going to do the negative work all by himself. Ready? Let's try it again. This allows him to do weight that's just a little bit over the edge. A way to make this just a little bit more intense is to do an extra slow negative.
All right.
So this time he's going to lower it to a nice slow cadence. Let's do the last one. Slow, slow. Good job. Hang in there.
Okay.
Good.
Good. Dana's now performing a set of negative accentuated lateral raises for her deltoids. She's raising to the count of 2, and she's lowering to a count of 8. Once she reaches a level of fatigue doing this exercise, we're going to follow it up immediately with a set of manual resistance. One more. Great form, Dana. Good. And set them down. Up. This is basically the same exercise as we were doing before, but now through manual resistance, I can constantly adjust the resistance so that we keep the same pace. Oh, great. One more, come on. And down. Good job. We've got Dana set up here on the power rack to perform partials. Partials is a system of high-intensity training where the subject is only going to exercise through a limited range of motion. We've got Dana set up here with the bars with the last third of her range of motion. So she can handle more weight doing this exercise than she could normally. Ready?
Yep.
Good. Terrific. Powerlifters often use this technique to introduce themselves to a new weight. They also use it sometimes to concentrate on part of the range of motion which may be a sticking point.
We've just shown you 6 high-intensity training techniques. Let's review.
The breakdown technique fatigues the working muscle group first at the maximal weight for the set, then at lesser resistances. Start with your regular HIT set. Then reduce the resistance by 20% and complete as many reps as possible. On your third set, reduce the resistance again by 20% and complete as many more reps as you can. Slow reps eliminate momentum, calling on the muscle to do all the work. First, reduce your resistance for your regular HIT set by 30 to 40%. Also, reduce the number of reps per set by 2. You will perform the reps at a 10-5 repetition speed. This means you will lift to the count of 10 and lower to the count of 5. A pre-exhaustion workout takes advantage of assistance from different muscle groups during a multi-joint exercise. You start with a set of single joint exercises and follow up with a multi-joint exercise for the same muscle group. The assistance from other muscle groups helps squeeze out a few more repetitions from the fatigued muscle group. Negative reps work against gravity as you lower a weight. You've seen 2 ways to use negative work in an HIT workout. Slow negatives are negative or eccentric movements that are done at an 8 to 10 second pace. After a regular set, you would add a couple of slow negative reps to further fatigue the muscle. A partner or trainer is needed to help lift the weight so the strength trainer can lower it. With negative accentuated reps, you lift 30% less weight than you would normally use. The pace is 2 seconds for the positive phase of the lift and 8 to 10 seconds for the negative phase for 8 to 12 repetitions. Manual resistance in high-intensity training can help the strength trainer reach complete muscular failure. After completing a high-intensity set, a partner will apply manual resistance in the plane of the muscle action. The partner will make adjustments depending on the strength trainer's decreasing ability to contract the muscle. When the strength trainer has difficulty contracting the muscle without resistance, he or she has finished the set. Partial reps are performed through a limited range of motion with a heavier weight than the strength trainer is accustomed to. The strength trainer will complete 3 to 4 repetitions.
These techniques are designed to help you overload in the high-intensity system.
One of the most important things to keep in mind is that these techniques should not be used regularly. Breakdowns, slow reps, pre-exhaustion, negatives, and manual resistance should be an adjunct to your training program, not a mainstay.
And as part of your regular training program, you need to take periodic breaks. Some suggest a week off, while others suggest a 10-day break. This is highly dependent on your current state of training, motivation level, and overall fitness goals. For example, train hard for 6 to 8 weeks and then take a break. If you experience signs of overtraining, this is your body's way of saying, take some time off. Excellent. Some strength trainers find it hard to stay out of the gym. Although you can overtrain using this system, many people using high-intensity training can be especially prone to it.
High-intensity training's concentrated regime can be deceptive, particularly to people who are just starting it. With the reduced time in the gym, many strength trainers are fooled into thinking they aren't working out enough. They mistakenly feel that they can handle more than the recommended 1 to 3 one-hour workouts a week.
Overtraining happens when the stress of excessive training exceeds the body's ability to recover and adapt. Each individual has a unique response to overtraining, so it can be difficult to identify.
However, there are many common symptoms of overtraining.
Fatigue is a common symptom of overtraining. It's difficult to know if it's a result of or merely related to other overtraining symptoms such as restlessness and difficulty sleeping. Other common symptoms include the need for prolonged recovery time after a workout. Increased muscle and joint aches as well as overuse injuries often plague the overtrained. Minor illnesses like colds and flus are common due to a depressed immune system. The overtrained person may also feel a general malaise, which may include nausea and vomiting as well as irritability. The overtrained exerciser may also find that he or she has an elevated waking pulse and morning blood pressure. Probably most noticeable to the overtrained strength trainer is decreased muscle size and strength. It's a common complaint that although the person continues to work out, he or she is not progressing. This is quite frustrating.
To help prevent overtraining, take breaks in your training regimen.
You will also want to take a cyclic approach to your training program. Plan your next 6 months of workouts using a variety of systems.
Eat a well-balanced diet.
If you experience the overtraining syndrome, decrease your training intensity. If you have been training hard for several weeks or months, complete rest may be the only way to alleviate the symptoms.
As strength trainers become more involved with weightlifting, they may decide to invest in strength training accessories like gloves, weight belts, weight straps, and knee wraps. These are especially helpful in high-intensity training.
Excessive sweating can make you lose your grip. Weight training gloves help you maintain contact with the bar or machine. This keeps your grip steadfast, allowing you to fatigue the primary movers in the exercise and not be limited by your grip.
Also, as you lift more, you will develop calluses that can become painful. Gloves can help prevent callus formation. The purpose of weight belts is to compress the muscles and organs around the lower spine, to offer more support so the spine can remain rigid and aid in lifting weight. Weight belts should only be used during exercises that require force to be translated through the spine, like squats, deadlifts, and the military press. After each exercise, the weight belt should be loosened or removed. Weight straps are used to literally tie the strength trainer to the machine or apparatus. This helps maintain the grip and alleviate the major responsibility of holding on to the bar. Now your primary movers can fatigue completely without being limited by grip strength. Weight straps are often used for the lat pull down, seated rows, and deadlifts.
Knee wraps are made out of extremely elastic material. They aid the lifter by storing potential energy within the fibers of the wrap. As the strength trainer bends his or her knees, the fibers are stretched. The potential energy is returned to the strength trainer when he or she lifts the weight. One more, Dana. Great. Power suits are made of similar material as the knee wraps. Powerlifters use these highly elastic, form-fitting suits to take advantage of the stored potential energy to aid them with their competition lifts.
Weight training gloves, belts, and straps can be helpful in high-intensity training as well as high-volume training. However, because the goal of high-intensity training is to go to complete muscular failure in one set, having a good grip and back support is very important.